Good morning. Welcome to the blog. It is November 2nd, the second day of Nano. And I think the last time I checked in, I was at like 1800, 1801, maybe. Words on my Nano project. I did end up writing a little bit more last night, so I'm at just over 1900 words. But it's Wednesday morning at like 10:15. I'm exhausted. I did manage to get a good night's sleep, but I'm so tired. We had a meeting at our son's school this morning. We had to be there at 8:10 to meet like with his intervention team. He has an IEP at school, which stands for Individualized Educational Plan. And if you have any kids like with special needs, they tend to be on IEPs if they go to public schools in America. And so this meeting was, I think you only have it every 3 years, so we haven't had it since he was like going to preschool, I think. Or maybe going to kindergarten, I can't remember, to determine his eligibility and sort of talk about like what his various diagnoses are and all of that kind of stuff. And it's just, I forgot how exhausting these meetings are and how draining they can be. And so today I had planned on going to do some writing at Starbucks or another coffee shop, and I'm just really kind of like emotionally, I need a minute. Excuse me. So I'm going to drink some coffee, eat my breakfast, which I haven't had yet, and I need to make some notes for the story in this book. The main character has 3 children, and I need to decide on. And when I was doing my outline, I don't think that I gave her kids names, but maybe I did, and I just can't find where I wrote them down. And then I had some general idea of the ages that I want them to be, and so I just need to write that information somewhere so that when I'm referencing them, I won't keep like, does she have 3 sons? Does she have 2 sons and a daughter? Like, what is their makeup that way, and what are their names, and what exactly? Because I think I had them, one of them being like out of the house and in college, so living away from her, and then she had 2 kids, and I think initially I had envisioned them being twins. But then at another point in the story, like in my outline, I'm talking about something like pertaining to each of them that is different, and it wouldn't be different like if they were twins. So I just need to like settle on that detail or whatever. So I think I'm going to make a few notes like that. And kind of go over what scenes I want to write today. Yesterday, I kind of wrote and I haven't decided if it's going to be like a prologue or what, but originally the 2 characters meet earlier than, I'm trying to figure out how I want to say this, and I'm so tired I can't. So the 2 characters meet, they have this interaction outside of the storyline of our book, like before the story starts, several months before the story starts. So Um, I wrote the scenes of like why she is where she is, and I wrote the scene where they first interact. So, yeah, I need to decide what I'm going to do today. Oh my gosh, writing wise, I definitely need some caffeine. And then I need to do a load of laundry and that stuff. So, yeah. Sorry about the angle and the laundry right here, but so Maya, who is the female love interest in this story, is divorced. She has um, three children that kind of play a role in this story. Well, not a huge role, but obviously she's a mother, and so that kind of plays into the story and um, different aspects of her character. She's divorced. She lives in the same town as her ex husband, and they have a really good friendship and a really good co parenting situation. And actually, something about her ex husband is sort of what it's sort of the inciting incident for, or the catalyst for this story. For me, I felt that it was really important to try to portray kind of a relationship between exes that was healthy. Having like a healthy co-parenting situation was something that I really wanted to have in the book. So I needed to firm up like the timeline of when she met her ex, uh, like the kind of story of their relationship. Even if it's not mentioned on the page, I just kind of wanted to keep that in mind. And when they divorced, so at the point where my story starts, they've been divorced for a decade, and they are friends and kind of parenting their children together in the best situation that they can create, with parents who are no longer together. So I worked a little bit on that and sort of worked a little bit on the timeline for the male love interest, Vincent. And so not only like the family that she created, her family of origin is very different, for from the male main character. So Vincent grew up in a family that is not super close. He was raised by his mother only. His father died when he was an infant. His mother is very bohemian and not very traditional. He had a pretty nomadic um, upbringing, and yeah, basically his mother was like the essence of like a flower child, hippie, free love movement. She met his dad. That it was sort of a whirlwind. They fell in love and got pregnant and married, and then he passed away shortly after she had the baby. So he's only grown up with his mom in this sort of nomadic lifestyle. And at the time the book starts, the male main character is 50. When he is 25 and his mom is in her early 40s, she has another baby. So he has a little sister who is 25, um, and he feels like a responsibility for her because their mom is, still sort of a wreck. And at the time when his mother had his little sister, he was sort of headed down that same path uh, being very kind of unmoored and bouncing around a lot, and had some things that happened in his childhood kind of really influenced how he saw his adult life playing out. And then he has this little sister, and he absolutely adores her, and that sort of sparks a little bit of his transformation. It hasn't happened completely even at 50, because um, so I'm going to let you young people in on a little secret. Just because you hit a benchmark doesn't mean that you figure your shit out. Because I'm almost 50 and I still have no idea what the hell I'm doing with my life. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to have a little bit of backstories for each of them, get a better idea of their sort of pre-book timelines and all of that, and how that impacts choices that they make in the story. So Vincent comes from this very non-traditional bohemian style family. Maya is a product of a family. Her parents are still married. They've been married for 55 years, I think. She is in her late 40s, but she's the youngest of her siblings. So I think I've made like her older brother is like 52, and then her sister is 50, and she's the baby of the family. They were there. It was a family. She grew up well off. Her father is an attorney. Her mother was a stay-at-home mom. She is from Texas. And so they were kind of in that wave of um, successful, like, Black professionals providing a really upper middle class lifestyle for their children. So that's the kind of family that Maya grew up in. Her parents had very high standards for her in terms of behavior and her education and the kind of life that she would have, given the privileges that she had growing up. And she was always a little bit of a free spirit. She went against sort of the family occupation. Both of her siblings have followed their father's footsteps and gone into law, and she was much more kind of artsy and kind of flitted off to New York, and that's where her family sees her life going like off course. And um, so she still has some beliefs about herself that are kind of holdovers from her childhood, and I wanted to kind of get some notes on that stuff. So I did that. It is almost 2 o'clock. I have about 2 hours before I need to leave to pick my kid up from school. And once again, my husband has a work function after work. Like, they have, like, um, the executive from their some of the executives from their head office are in town this week, and so there's a lot of kind of um, networking, socializing, that kind of thing. So I think so. He's having dinner tonight with the president of his department and some other people. I don't know. Um, so that means that once again, I have dinner, homework, bedtime for our kiddo, which is going to kind of impact my writing. So I had planned on these 2 days only really expecting myself to get the word count minimum for the days. And then I had built a couple of like 5K days into my schedule to try to build up a little bit of a cushion, because I also know that we are hosting Thanksgiving. So there will probably be 2, maybe 3 days that I'm not writing or not expecting to write. Um, and then I have a video that I want to edit and put up before this vlog goes up. So I think I'm going to start editing, and then When we get home from school, I'll probably do a couple of sprints to kind of see where that where that puts me in terms of my word count. I don't think that I've gotten any more. Yeah, only I like changed a couple things. So I'm at 1,912 words. So yeah. Good morning. It is, what is it? It's Thursday, November 3rd, and the third day of Nano. So last night, I think I ended the day with maybe 4,900 words. I can't really remember, but I did a little bit. My plan for today was to actually go write for a little bit at Starbucks and see if I could knock out like 2,000 words. My daughter called this morning to see if I would watch my grandson while she ran some errands. And of course, I always want to keep the grandbaby. So my plan changed a little bit. So I just did a quick sprint, and I think I got about 200 words in 20 or so minutes. So I'm at like 52:03. So yeah, I'd like to end the day with 6,500. How many words is that? I'm not sure, and I don't do math. So I am going to, so I think what I'm going to do next is kind of look over my outline. I want to reread the last scene that I wrote and kind of figure out I want to reread the last scene that I wrote and go over my outline and figure out a game plan for the rest of the day. Because I always think to myself when the baby's here, because he's only 6 weeks old, so he still sleeps a lot. And I think like, oh, when the baby's here, he'll be sleeping and I'll just put him down and I can work. But I never want to put him down. I just want to snuggle him the whole time that he's here. So I've stopped the idea that I can do anything while he's here other than pay attention to him. So I'm going to quickly tidy up the things that I do every day. I already did the kitchen, loaded the dishwasher. I need to make the beds. And then I think I'm going to try to run the vacuum before she gets here. The dog is outside. And she does not enjoy the vacuum, so I like to do it while she's outside running around. And then I will try to, depending on what time she comes back, I might do a little bit of writing, but I probably will do the bulk of my writing tonight. I'm trying to think. Do I have, well, technically this is my night for the bedtime routine with our son, but since my husband was out working the last 2 nights, I've done 2 nights in a row, and we kind of trade off nights. So we do it like every other night. So maybe he'll do it tonight. I'm not sure. And I'm not sure what time he's getting home from work. It's so funny. Like so when the pandemic, he works in IT. And so when the pandemic hit, they were working remotely. And then they had a plan to have people go back into the office. I think it was last fall, and then we got like the new variant. Um, and they made it, I think, kind of like optional. Like you could come into the office if you wanted to. And I know because my husband did start going back into the office for like a month, and then we got the new variant, and we were still waiting on the vaccine to be approved for kids under 12 because our son was 7 at the time. So he decided to go back to working remotely until we could get Rowan vaccinated. Um, and then we got him vaccinated, and then his office basically went full time remote. So he has been working from home since March 2020. Um, and it's like, it was an adjustment, but we've all gotten used to it by now. And so he actually had to go into the office this week because corporate was there and like all of that kind of stuff. Or like the head executives were at his location from like their home office. And so he has been not in the house all week. And so that's been kind of like a shock. And yesterday when I picked Rowan up from school, like he's used to being able to come, he gets out of school at 4, and so we're usually home by like 4:15, and so he's used to being able to come in the house and just run upstairs and chat with dad about his day and all of that. And so when we pulled into the driveway yesterday, obviously like my husband's car wasn't there, and Rome was like, "Is dad still at work?" And I said, "Yeah, he's still at work, and he's not going to be home until late because he has something to do after work." And he's like, "I don't like this whole going into actual work thing." And I'm like, "I'm not sure that I like it either." It's just I've gotten so used to my husband being here during the day, and if something comes up or if I need to check with him about something or just a random chat, just kind of going into his office and hanging out while he works. And so it's been weird to have him out of the house all week. Um, but anyway, so yeah, I'm going to do my little bit of home admin stuff that I need to get done before the grandbaby gets here, and then I will check in with you later. What are you doing? Do you see Leo? Do you see Leo? Are you playing some music? Are you playing some music? Hi, friends. It is Friday, November 4th, which means it's the 4th day of NaNoWRIMO. I have not done any writing so far, and it's a little bit after 2 or maybe just 2. I don't know what I did with my watch either. Um, I ended yesterday at 5320 words, which gave me like enough to not be behind. I want to write 2,000 words today. We'll see if I get to it. Um, I I don't know. I've just been slacking. I was so tired this morning that after I dropped my son off at school, I came home and went back to bed, which is something that I don't really ever do. So I've been running a little bit behind schedule. Um, I still need to go get my allergy shot because I didn't do that yesterday because I had the baby. Um, And I need to stop by the pharmacy and pick up a prescription for Rowan as well. So I might not get to write until this evening. We shall see, but I will. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to look at the rest of what I have planned for today. Oh, I also needed to do my nails, which I did. Okay, I need to put a load of laundry in and make the grocery list. So yeah, I probably do all of that now and then wait until this evening to write after I pick Rowan up from school and my husband gets home. I had planned on, because yesterday I was going to go to Starbucks and sit and write, and then I kept the baby for my daughter, so I didn't. And then I thought, like, oh, I'll just go tomorrow. But like I said, I was so tired today that I didn't. And I have not written one single word. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do all the stuff I need to do for the house and then kind of look over where I left off yesterday and look at my notes for the next chapters and pick it up later tonight. Good morning. It is Saturday. So I woke up and did a little bit of writing this morning. I wanted to get up early and kind of try to knock out some words before the house was fully awake. The goal is to get 5,000 words this weekend. So I am going to start my first sprint and see how far I get. I think I'm going to sprint for 30 minutes and I will, oh, the sun's coming in. I will check in later. All right, first sprint on the book. So I wrote for a half hour. I started at 7,553 words and I ended with 7,994 words. So a total of 441 words in 30 minutes. Not too bad. So yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, get some water, and probably put in a load of laundry and then do another sprint. It is a Monday, November 7th. So we're 1 week into Nano. I forgot. I don't even know if I updated yesterday or not. I ended up only writing a couple hundred words. So I think that gave me like 10,563 or 66 words. I totally forget. And I haven't written anything today. I babysat my grandson today for my daughter, so I was focused on him because he is perfect. But I am going to write tonight. I just wanted to come on and wrap up this vlog so that I could start a new vlog and get this uploaded and edited and all of the things. So let me know in the comments how your first week of Nano went. I'm pretty happy with my progress. Yeah, 10,000 words, 10,000 like 10,000 good words. Like I'm really happy with where I am in my story and where things are going. I feel like I have kind of found a voice. Like, I don't know. I was really worried. I don't necessarily want it to be a rom-com, but I do like in my sort of real everyday life. Um, Humor is like my main coping mechanism. My other one is crippling, debilitating anxiety. But yeah, if I'm not curled up in the fetal position, then I'm making fun of myself. Good times. Um, so I wanted to, or I was hoping that some of that would kind of come through just naturally in my writing. I didn't want the humor or like the banter to really seem too forced. And I don't like, I think I'm still kind of working on the banter, but I do like the way that the characters are the two main characters are interacting with each other. So, um, yeah, that's going to be all for this vlog. I'm going to start the next one immediately at, well, maybe not till the morning. We're getting ready to eat Chipotle for dinner. Um, and yeah, tomorrow we don't have, or our son doesn't have school. It's election day and the schools are closed in our state. So hopefully I plan on getting a lot of writing done after I get up and go vote early in the morning. So I will, yeah, like I said, I'm sorry, this is so rambly. I've had a lot of caffeine today and not a lot of food, so this is the result. But yeah, let me know how your nano is going in the comments. If you're happy with your progress in the direction, what you're working on. If you're new here, love to know what you're working on for this November. And I will see you in my next video. If you want to see more from me, then click the subscribe button down below, tap the notification bell for to know when I'm uploading, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.